going? It is Fangs, and you'll probably feel like this video has been on repeat. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna explain the title of the video. And you guys are probably wondering, like, what does that even mean? Of course Simon has brothers. Well, Simon has older brothers, if you guys don't know, but he's about to have a new baby brother or sister. So you guys are probably wondering, what does that mean? I'm just gonna start from the beginning. So I went to London, and you're gonna think, because of the timing and all the stuff, that, oh, this actually happened and was created in London. No, that is not the case. No, I went to London. I had no idea I was pregnant. I actually, if you guys don't know from the beginning, the get-go, I'm sure you do because you watch my channel, you probably don't know what happened on Twitter. It wasn't as bad on YouTube, but it was a little bit as it was on Twitter. So I've had 2 miscarriages this year. One of them was considered a chemical pregnancy. It was like before even, I think it was right after like the 4th week, or the 4th week. And it was just like absolutely nothing. It's pretty much the sperm hit the egg and then it went to hit the uterus and just fell off. So that was one where it just kind of happened, and that happens a lot. Apparently, if you're a person who doesn't check, like, do the pregnancy test very soon, then you'll never even notice that happened. That happened, and then I had another time where I got pregnant, and I like kept, I thought, oh, maybe this could be a chemical one again, I'll wait and see. And so I kept taking tests, they kept being positive, even went to the doctor, they said, you're positive, let's go ahead and do blood work because of what happened in the chemical pregnancy. And it came back with the first set of blood work, and it was only like a 33, which they said, oh, well, if you're newly pregnant, that could be a really good number. But for me, I was reading online and people were like, 33 means bad, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be bad. And we took our second blood work, and literally the day that I took the second blood work, I started having this really terrible spotting, is what I'm gonna explain it as. And then it ended up turning into what is a miscarriage, and that was at 5 weeks. So that was also very early, and I was very distraught about it because it was the second time that it had happened, and I thought all these things about myself, like, am I even gonna be able to have kids? Like, what's wrong with my body? Is it me? Is it my husband? Can we not do this? Like, we'd been trying. We started actually trying in November of last year. We stopped taking birth control, and we decided we were gonna try. And in November of last year, we said, okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna try to have kids. But then some things came up. We were going out of town. Whenever we went to Zambia, which is in Africa, they have malaria, so you have to take malaria tablets. And when you take those, you don't want to be trying for kids because it can cause birth defects, and you want to wait like even 3 or 4 weeks after that. So we had to take a big break. We came back, and it seemed like it was really quick and things were happening quickly. So we were very fertile in terms of we can make the sperm hit the egg. But then after that, it just doesn't want to, it's never a good one. Like, the first one just fell off. The second one just wasn't viable. Like, something in there, the like genetic code wasn't good enough for it to stay, and it decided to leave. And I got a lot of hate on Twitter. I can't remember if it was, and I told myself I was gonna wait a while before I told you guys here on Fangs, because I can't remember, but I think it all stemmed from my videos on Fangs, because I had like maybe probably like 5 days, hey, we're pregnant, because I'm excited. I don't feel like I need to wait, although my parents, all my friends are like, you should probably wait until you tell anybody, because there are gonna be so many things that happen in the very beginning. And I'm like, no, I want the world to share it with me, and if it's bad, then you can share it with me. And I thought that way, actually. I actually felt that way with food and everything. I was like, if I have a miscarriage, then I want somebody else who's out there who may be going through the same thing to see my feelings and share it with me. And so I made, obviously, the miscarriage video like the day after it happened, or maybe the day of that it happened. I don't know, I was really upset. I'd cried the whole morning, and I brought it together and I made this video, and then I got this hate for like days on Twitter about how my pregnancy test was a fake one, because apparently some Google search, somehow someone used my pregnancy test that made like a Google search pop up that people are like, oh, you just got your pregnancy test from Google. And I'm like, people, I showed like 3 or 4 pictures of my pregnancy test, and it was my bathroom floor. Like, you can probably see as I'm recording or showing you my recording right now, it was my bathroom floor. And it became this whole ordeal, and it like really made me even more distraught, because I'm not that kind of person. Like, I love YouTube and I am a YouTuber, but I'm not the kind of person who's just gonna go up and have a fake marriage or have a fake baby. That's not me. That's not the type of channel that I am. I'm not like that. If you're a person who knows me, you'll know that I really want to be a parent. I'm 29 years old. I'm ready for it. I don't care what kind of kid it is, as long as it's a healthy, happy kid. I want to be a parent. I have a cat, and that's about it. Everybody, all my friends my age, everyone's growing up, everyone's married, having kids, and I want to be one of those as well. I have a couple of girlfriends in my neighborhood who are pregnant, and that's what I want. So it hurt me like deeply that people would say this, and that people were so malice. Like, I was getting all these tweets that were like, you faked your pregnancy, and I hope that your baby dies, and like all these just terrible, terrible things that people should never say to somebody, and I would never wish upon it. Even that person who said it to me and who dug me into like the deepest, darkest moments whenever that was happening, because I'm already hurting. Like, I have a different way of mourning. Like, I guess, I don't know if you guys remember when my friend committed suicide a couple of years ago. Like, I did get a little emotional on my video, but that was because I had the camera off, and I just don't like showing it. I don't like putting off bad vibes onto people. I don't want to have someone have to sit there and cradle me and feel bad for me when something's going on in my life. I just want to be happy for you guys, but something not happy happened to me in my life right there, and it was a big deal. So that passed, and I told myself that my next pregnancy, I had to wait. I had to go a whole like cycle, what they consider it, a whole like 30 days, let everything clear out, let everything be fine, and then I could start trying again. And for me, like, who wants to be a parent right away? I'm like, oh my god, I want to start trying again right away. But I took the doctor's advice, I waited, and I didn't try at all for like a month. Like, we didn't dance around the fact of it at all. We didn't want to risk it. We didn't have any kind of situations. And so whenever the time came that we decided to get back to what we do best, apparently. And so we did, and I didn't want to check it. I even told myself probably like until I didn't have Aunt Flo for a few weeks, whenever I was supposed to be, that I wasn't gonna do anything or say anything about it. I went to England, I knew that I didn't have Aunt Flo, but I thought, you know what, I'm traveling, my body's stressed out, there's all these things going on, that could easily be what's going on with my body. And so I just didn't pay any attention. I lived my life, I had fun in England. At that point, whenever I was there, I'd have been like probably 4 weeks or so, the very new, like nothing, like I'm not sharing anything with the baby at the time, so I'm just having fun. It's creating, it's like coming together, it's doing implantation and all that kind of stuff, and I have no idea about it. I don't even think about it. I just have fun. I go to upload, I meet most of you guys, it was a lot of fun, and then I leave England, and I noticed that on the final day there, I did feel a little weird, like I was really tired, but I was like, you know what, this has been a long weekend, like that's obviously why I'm tired. And I knew I had to get up to go get on a plane. I went on a plane. I got pretty sick. I got a cold from just the whole trip in general, me meeting people and being on the plane for 10 hours after that. And so I knew I had this cold, and I was like, you know what? I've got a cold. This is what this is. That's why I feel so tired right now. It's fine. And I go 2 days like that. And on the second day, I am like, you know what, Will? I'm really craving Chipotle, and Chipotle has queso now. If you would have seen my foodie vlog, you would have seen what I think about the Chipotle queso. But I'm like, let's go to Chipotle. And I did take a bite of the queso, and I thought maybe that's what's making me nauseous. But I went to take a couple bites of my burrito, and it was just like, it was literally one of my favorite things. I love Chipotle burrito bowls. One of my favorite things. I didn't even want to look at it. Like, I was like, I can't. Like, oh, I felt so sick even staring at it. I was like, what the heck is going on? So that kind of weirded me out, and I was like, why would I feel that way? And I was just nauseous all the rest of the day. And so the next day I decided, you know what? I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And I took a pregnancy test, and yeah, it came out not with just like the lines. Before I had like a bunch of lines, and they kind of got like light, a little bit darker, and then towards the end, whenever the numbers went back and I had the miscarriage, it went to light again. But these were just like, it was blatantly dark, and I was like, whoa. So I showed it to Will, and I was like, this is like a really dark line. I should have pictures. Let me make sure that I have pictures. I think I do. I should have pictures of some of it, because I tried to be very documented this time on it, because I didn't want people to even have like an idea of an ability to say that I am trying to fake anything type of thing. So I got really documented, and from then on, whenever I was staying, I was like, I'm gonna wait a few days, because at this point, I'm not gonna make a doctor's appointment. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm too scared of what can happen with my body. I'm not gonna do that. So I'll wait and I'll wait. Maybe like 2 extra days, and I get very anxious because that's the kind of person I am. I take another one. I go buy some in the morning, I take 2. And I took pictures with them again. These where I started documenting, like I put my tattoo and I'd like write the date, which might look backwards to you guys because I use American dates, but it's it was in September, so it'd be like 9/14, 9/15, whatever. And you'll probably see some pictures of that there. I just started taking dates, and every time it was this furious dark line. Like if you see the line to the right, that's just a test line. The one to the left is the pregnancy, and I'm like, oh my god, that is a big line. So I'm telling my friend Jenny, at least, I'm not telling my dad, my parents, anything. I'm telling Jenny, I'm like, I think that I may be actually pregnant, but I don't want to get my hopes up about it. And I definitely don't want to tell anyone on Twitter or any of my YouTube channels, because I don't want to have to deal with what I dealt with last time. And she's like, don't say anything. You probably should keep it to yourself until you at least get to the point where you get a sonogram and you get a heartbeat. And so I didn't, and I just kept to myself. There's a whole week where I kept taking tests, and they were like dark, and I'm like, oh my god, like, is it real? And so finally, I was sick for that whole week, and you can't, in your first trimester, you're not supposed to take anything like antibiotics, you're not supposed to take stuff for colds, anything you possibly, like I stopped taking my anxiety medicine, which this girl gets crazy when she doesn't take her anxiety medicine. I stopped taking it. I stopped taking everything. And I couldn't get over this cold. I was a week into it, so I went and saw the doctor, and at that point I was like, is there any way that I can get a blood test while I'm doing this, because I need to figure this out. Like, I think I'm pregnant. And she's like telling me, like, if you can, you need to try not to take anything, maybe sleep with a humidifier, which I started to. It took me like a week and 2 days to get rid of that cold, which was awful. I could have just had a steroid shot and had that done. But she got the test back the next day, and my levels weren't like a 33. For one, I was at the time she took the test, I was probably at like 5 weeks and 5 days or something. I don't know what part I was in there, but it was 22,000. Go from 33 to 22,000, and then you have this progestin level, and it's normal if it's like at 14 or higher, and mine was at 26, and I was like, oh my god, what am I having, twins? Am I having twins? Like, I started freaking out. I was like, that is huge. So they're like, okay, let's set up a date for your first sonogram, and you can come in for that. And so I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine. I get to like 6 weeks and 5 days, and I start having something they call spotting, and that's what happened like at the beginning of when I had my miscarriage, and I got very scared. So I make this video, and I'm like telling my FUBI vlog, like, I think this is it, I'm losing another one, because I made this whole like build up. I made this build up so that the point whenever I got the heartbeat and stuff, they could all get the video at once. And so I do that, and I get it, and I go in, and she like does this ultrasound where they gotta stick something in my hootra, and because apparently my uterus is tilted back. That's a lot of information. Anyway, they do that, and there's a baby in there. It's weird. You can see the picture pop on the screen right now. The circle is not my baby's head. That is like a yolk sac that gives it nutrients until the second trimester, whenever I start to give it to that. But it's like that weird little thing above it, and it's just like the size of a blueberry apparently, and it's got a heartbeat. So I'm excited at this point. I'm like, oh my god, my baby's got a heartbeat. This is huge. And the spotting comes from like some kind of clot thing that I have that is even more that you just don't need to know about. We don't need to go into that. That could be a FUBI talk. Okay, there's some stuff going on there, but it's not bad for the baby. It has nothing to do with the baby, and it'll go away on its own. So I am super excited at this point. I feel like I want to tell FUBI then, but I know that I have another ultrasound coming up because I am considered high risk from the miscarriages. I got ultrasounds like every 2 weeks. So I go away on vacation, no drinking, no everything. I don't take any pills. I don't take anything bad that you're not supposed to take with a baby. All the drinks that you would have seen me on vacation, and you hear all these things of me talking on vacation about can't get in hot tubs, this is a mocktail. Those are non-alcoholic drinks, because obviously when you're pregnant, you can't have that. And I have this problem all the way through that I had from before, and so I'm like freaking out thinking, hey, that was only supposed to be a few days, but it's still going all the way through my vacation. And so I decided to go a week later, or was it a week? I'm at 8 weeks pretty much when I get this sonogram. So over a week later, I decided to go get another sonogram and get it checked out. Everything turns out fine. I should have recorded it. I will next time. I will bring the camera. You can see the picture of my kid right now. It is my baby, and it's 8 weeks old, and it literally has this massive head and these arms, like its arms and its legs are spread out. You can see one of its little feet. It's like a web foot, and it has a tail. Like, it's a cat right now. It's a freaking cat. I can't believe, I guess they didn't used to show that back in the day. Like, parents didn't get to see that early. And so it has a tail, and then you could see, like, in the thing, it had this little heartbeat right here on its chest, and it was just going crazy. And it's got 158 heartbeat. And so it's a very healthy baby right now, and it's just growing, and it's in me. And that means that Simon is gonna be a big brother. Not just like a brother. He's gonna be a big brother to a boy or a girl. And I wanted to bring that to you guys. I wanted to tell you all about it. I just wanted to make sure that it was a time where we knew it was going to be healthy, at least for now. And I mean, there still could be things that could happen. I hope to God it doesn't. I knock on wood, and I'm just very positive of what's going to happen. We're 8 weeks, and when you get this video, probably a few days, 8 weeks and a few days. We find out on the 25th, we go in to take a blood test, because they do all this testing to make sure. It'll tell you like if your kid is going to have Down syndrome or some kind of different syndrome that you can prepare yourself for. On top of that, it checks the sex of the baby very early. In the United States, you can find out in 10 weeks if it's a boy or a girl. I'm very excited to find out. I want to know what you guys think. If you think it's a boy or a girl, let me know in the comments down below. Let me maybe know some baby names. I think I already know what I want my baby name to be, but let me know what you guys think would be some cool ones. But it's just exciting, and it's a new step of life. And what makes it hard with all of this, making YouTube videos, you have to see I might lack some energy sometimes, is that I guess maybe, I'm hoping it's just the first trimester, but for one, I don't know if you could see these popping crazy, or they have forever. It makes my boobs grow, and they hurt. Like, like one of them looks way bigger than the other, and they're already fake, but underneath I guess they still grow anyway, and they hurt. I'm nauseous all day. I don't just get morning sickness. It's all freaking day. I have to sit there and like eat saltine crackers. Things that are salty for me are the only things that I can keep down. I've lost weight because it's really hard for me to eat. And on top of that, I'm just tired and drained all the time. I'll sleep for 9 hours, 10 hours, wake up in a couple hours of being awake. I'm dead again. I'm literally dead. So I'm trying to keep this up. Being a mom, that's the things that you're gonna have to deal with when I have the actual baby, and being a YouTuber making videos, I'm gonna have to deal with that. But that is it, guys. Simon is gonna be a big brother, and that's the story of how it's all come together so far. Now, I probably won't make a lot of update videos on here, except for maybe the sex of the baby. I think I'll do that. But if you want to see like updated vlogs of what's going on with it, I have my daily vlog channel, FUBI. Everything will be on that channel. The appointments, everything we do will be on that channel. The birth, I'm gonna be recording the birth, like all of it. I'm thinking, because this is a FIFA channel and because I might get extreme, it depends on how my birth goes. I could have problems, but I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing like a pack opening during whenever I go into labor, like labor pack opening. I'm thinking of all these funny things that could happen. But yeah, so you might notice you guys only see like this part of me really anyway, but at one point, not right now, it's still pretty flat, although I'm getting kind of bloated. I don't know if you can see my bloatation, but I'm still pretty normal. But at one point it's gonna be like randomly you're gonna be like, wait a minute, what is that popping up there? And that's gonna be it's gonna be Miniminter's little brother or sister, my son or daughter, which is crazy to say. So guys, I just wanted to bring that to you. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did love it, happy for my baby that's coming, a thumbs up would be awesome. If you guys get this, I haven't hit 3,000 likes in like ages. So if you guys want to hit that, I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.